It's Ogie's world, and the rest of us are just living in it. Oh my god, hey!
Hello!
We are in New York! Ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da. You know, I still can't hear very well out of this ear. That's what went wrong there. If we seem slightly fatigued and frenzied, it's because we just landed a couple of hours ago from a flight from London. We're here in New York for 2 weeks, as per usual, seeing as much...
It'd be like 10 to midnight right now.
Well, that's not so bad.
I think.
Not so bad.
6:47 here.
Yeah. Seeing as much Broadway and off-Broadway theatre, particularly on this trip, as we can, with a couple of very exciting shows over the next 2 weeks. Currently, we are hanging out with Ogie. This is Ogie's apartment. Everyone else just visits, including us. We are staying with our friend Ashley here in Brooklyn.
With Kate as well.
Kate's here, which has been really nice. Ordinarily, I would not start the vlog on our arrival evening because we usually don't see a show and we use this time to get settled, but we are seeing a show.
We are, a late show.
So the vlog must begin. Let the vlog begin. Let your fantasy... No, let your darker side give in to the power of the music.
You're going to have to remember those better for later in this trip.
Maybe I am. Yes, not this week. So, yeah, we are seeing the 9:30 p.m. showing of Beau, which is a returning off-Broadway musical that we saw...
you will see in a previous vlog.
Yeah, we saw it on our last trip.
Yeah.
Must have back in the summer. Yeah, we saw it in
down,
previews
yeah.
when it was downtown. It's now in Midtown at the Distillery at St. Luke's, I think is what they're calling the space. Which is the theatre we've walked past a whole bunch of times, but we've never been inside.
It's on Restaurant Row.
And we're going to meet our friends at Holdfast afterwards. But before that, our stomachs are starting to think that they're hungry.
Yeah, because we didn't eat tons today.
We had plain food, literally.
And then they always do your second serving of food, which is never that good.
No. So we're going to go and rectify the food situation. And we will see you later, Ogie. Ogie has been enjoying his Wicked book. So we are strolling around Park Slope. Going to get a little bite to eat before we head into the city. The joys of a 9:30 p.m. start time, which back home I'd be like, are you crazy? Starting a show at 9:30? I want to go to bed. But in New York, the city that never sleeps, it just makes sense. And it's a lot less intimidating. And it gives us plenty of time after arriving and queuing to get through customs, which initially seemed like it was going to take 3 hours, but then thankfully only took the better part of one. Gives us time to get our lives sorted, get changed a little bit, and then we will head into the city via the subway and go and see a show. Reminding ourselves of some of our favourite Park Slope local eateries. We're probably going to go to one of our staples, which is Emmy Squared Pizza, which also has a couple of Manhattan locations. There's one in Midtown by the bottom of the Civilian Hotel. It was actually the first meal we ever had in New York on our first night here back in March 2023. So it's a nice sort of comfort food option for us to come back to. If they're still here, if they're open, if they have space. Do you feel like it feels like it's been a really long time since we've been here?
Yeah.
And it had like...
I think because we've seen all the Americans in the UK since.
Yeah. We saw everyone over at the Edinburgh Fringe, but I think...
Norway and stuff, and you've been to San Diego, so there's been a lot of trips in between.
Here is the slightly updated menu here at Emmy Squared Pizza. Huge recommendation from me for the Zia fries. I don't know if you could always get it as a half portion, because the entire full portion is so much. We often get it alongside a pizza, and we forget that it's so much food. Those Zia fries are massive. This is just Detroit-style pizza, so it's cute and rectangular in little square slices, hence Emmy Squared. And we have a nice little cocktail menu here as well, and some seasonal options. Lots of fun stuff. Also, we're sat in the window. How cool, you can just see the reflection of the restaurant, but we are sat in the window. There's delivery drivers behind me, and they're playing ABBA. So the vibes are good. The Zia fries have arrived. This is a half portion as a side, alongside a pizza that's on its way. We went for it without the bacon, because I don't eat pork since the last time we got Zia fries, and I forgot. Thankfully, Aeron remembered. He was like, don't they have bacon on it? I was like, I did not know that. They also have some seasonal bulgogi Korean loaded fries that we might try later in the 2 week stay. We have so much time ahead of us. Also drinking Arnold Palmer's because if, like me, you're an iced tea fan, there's a whole thing about it in the US. And sweetened iced tea and unsweetened iced tea, and both are extreme and neither are good. And Arnold Palmer is a nice half iced tea, half lemonade, I believe is what this is, but it's delicious. And the leading lady has arrived. This is a modified version of the Miranda pizza that we've had on many an occasion. She's a white-based pizza. The ricotta is the real star here. Normally served with thick-cut bacon, we've gone for grilled chicken instead, and of course a gluten-free base for Mr. Aeron James. Very excited. Look at that cheese pull. Look at that. That's the stuff that dreams are made of. Dish delish dinner at Emmy Squared. Perfect amount of food.
Yeah.
We're now heading... Oh, I forgot about Van Leeuwen. Oh, not today.
Oh, not now.
But soon. Heading to the subway to head to Manhattan to go and see Beau and maybe get a schmackeries beforehand. Maybe that's on the cards. Okay, this is weirdly familiar of our first ever trip. This is very nostalgic because...
Love a Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I had been noticing those. Children watching this vlog avert thine eyes. But we just took the N train up here from Brooklyn. I may have fallen asleep on the subway, which is not advisable. Thank goodness I'm not traveling alone. But got off at 49th Street, and the first theatre we can see, technically the first Broadway theatre we ever saw with our eyes, was the Eugene O'Neill. We were like, oh my gosh, it's the Book of Mormon, which is one of the few Broadway houses we've still never been to. But first show we ever saw after we got Emmy Squared on our first night here was Chicago, which I think we're going to walk past. In fact, now I can see the Eugene O'Neill as well. And Juniors! This is the proper Manhattan, Times Square, New York arrival. It's probably, is it like 8:15? This song does play constantly. Everywhere. Alicia Keys has so much to answer for. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Shout out to the Operation Mincemeat trash can. And the first Broadway house we ever stepped inside, the Ambassador. It's a Friday night, they've got an audience in there right now, enjoying Chicago. I assume it was a 7 o'clock show, so what's happening right now? Intermission's either finished or just... I don't know the timings of Chicago well enough. And they look to be perhaps mid-intermission over here at the Book of Mormon. Something slightly unusual about being out of sync with everyone else's show schedules, because most of our friends are at 7 or 7:30 curtains. Oh! That's very scary. Lots of Halloween decorations.
Actors Chapel. Like, and then we have your Actors Church.
I didn't know they had one of those here. Let me show you what we both had a visceral reaction to. You're seeing it through this sort of fabric, but look at this. I mean, that's a lot as far as Halloween decoration goes. That's just a lot of skeletons. And from Times Square, 1 avenue over to my favorite avenue, 8th Avenue, and a Heather's trash can. That's new. Heather's has arrived off-Broadway since we were last here. So there you go. There you go. Welcome to what do they say on the trash cans? Oh, ditch the trash for some class. Sure. I unironically think that they should have these on Broadway marquees promoting shows. It gets your attention. Imagine one of those like woo guys, but dressed up like a musical theatre character. I'm just saying. Like an Elphaba one in green with a hat. Come on now. What can we see if we glimpse down here, Aeron James?
2 strangers.
We've just spotted...
And Hadestown.
Yes, Hadestown. At the Walter Kerr, as per usual, but 2 strangers. We'll just try and focus in on it there.
Both shows with Brits in.
Both shows with Brits in is very true. Very true. And hopefully both shows we're seeing on this trip. By which I mean 2 strangers we are definitely seeing... Oh, Kristen Chenoweth, Queen of Versailles. Definitely seeing 2 strangers. Hopefully seeing Hadestown. We have a slot that it's penciled in for. Yes, Jamie Allen's and May's The Trash Cans. All got different shows on them this evening. Now we are not too far from our theatrical destination, which, like we said, is a new theatre we have not been to before. St. Luke's. I think it is the new home of Out of the Box Theatricals. or out-of-the-box theatrics.
How is it? Because the last place we were at was their new menu and they opened that.
I think they've now moved up here. Okay, maybe it actually has been a little while since our last visit because this building was not here. This always used to be the empty lot with construction happening. It was like a big pit. Yeah, the Imperial is just down there. They're now advertising chess on the scaffolding. Hopefully people can still see chess from Times Square. I mean, with that kind of casting, you wouldn't have thought they'd have a problem getting noticed. The theatre is down there, but we're going to head 1 or 2 streets down, getting my bearings. 1 street down, 45th, my favourite street in the world. We're going to head 1 street down to go get schmackeries. It would not be a first day in New York without a schmackeries. And down here, basically on the corner of 45th Street and 9th Avenue, which is over there, we have schmackeries. They don't currently, I mean it's later in the day, so they're a little lighter on stuff, but they didn't seem to have any specific show collaboration themed cookies. They were doing one in partnership with Rise New York, which is a soaring style attraction here. Aeron James got the candied yam, which is one of a couple of gluten-free flavors that they have on offer. I got the funfetti. It's a yummy time. If you like, and I've said this before, but a cookie that's a little bit saltier, you will probably like a schmackeries. They also have fall drinks and apple cider at the moment if you want to get in that kind of a vibe. I will say, I appreciate Manhattan from what I've seen thus far for like having any kind of an autumnal Halloween era personality, because the UK just dives straight into Christmas. Like November 1st, that's over. We just go full Christmas. Just noticed this here, not a building I've ever spotted before, but there seems to be a show on between October 23rd and November 16th at the Puerto Rican Travelling Theatre. Wow. Turns out we have a little time to kill, so we have come to see what the Two Strangers marquee looks like. It's up there. Can't quite see it because I'm standing too close. But how cool that Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York is finally, after much waiting, here in New York. Since the very first time we saw this show off West End, before it headed to the Criterion, before it was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, at the American Repertory Theatre, we had been saying the whole time, this should be in New York. New York audiences over Christmas would love this. And now that's exactly, hopefully, what it's going to be. Across the street, another successful musical. Of course, the Tony Award winner, Hadestown, looking a little naked without its flowers, I have to say. Allegedly, they were only ever meant to be temporary and they just stayed on for a very long time. It's not necessarily a sign that Hadestown is readying to move out of the Walter, so do not panic, Hadestown fans. We would certainly miss, I mean, at least if you approach from the other side, you still have this very fabulous Las Vegas Walter Kerr signage. There's a sign for Taco Bell somewhere off of Times Square that I always think looks very similar to this one. There you go, we'll call this a less obstructed view of Two Strangers here at the Long Acre. I'm not sure I'm as taken with the new artwork aesthetic as I was with the red and yellow version with like the Statue of Liberty outline, but it's very cute. I think it's maybe a little bit more like cinema inspired. Is it meant to look more like a kind of movie rom-com? I don't know. I dare say it's gone through a lot of focus groups. Just spotted this too, which is very fun, which is star ratings from a bunch of our friends back in the UK, because currently that makes up the majority of the show's reviews. Our friend Greg at Theatre Weekly, of course, What's on Stage, and a whole bunch of other outlets here as well, who all loved Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York. I was going to say you'd assume they might change those out once they have new... Oh! Spotted in the wild. Yeah, I was going to say you'd assume they might change that out once they have New York reviews, but you know what they won't have is a bunch of star ratings. And even if they do, the best they can hope for from the New York Post is a 4-star, because they have a 4-star max system. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll change those doors to a bunch of quotes. Maybe they'll just leave up the 5-star British reviews. Dunno.
So, we are tired. We have jet lag. We're about to see a show. So...
And a late show.
Yeah, and a late show, a 9:30 show, which would be 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning.
Better not to think.
They were beginning at 2:30 in the morning.
When I saw subs, it was like 4:30 by the time
Yeah.
it was started.
I know, because I was awake in the UK when you went to see subs. But we got it Celsius, which are now appearing everywhere in the UK. They're now a UK brand as well as a US brand.
It's too cold for me to hold.
Well, they're a US brand that's now in the UK, I'd say, but more often. But we got one
This is the plan.
to share because I definitely would be too wired off one. So that's probably the right amount of caffeine to split between us.
And after a slightly scenic walk around the greater West 46th Street vicinity, we have returned to the theatre where we're going to go see Beau. Look who it is! It's Matt Roden, everybody. This is what the frontage of the theatre looks like. This is your entrance here. There's a sign to show you that the stage door can be found over there where you're seeing some ropes just over that way, but this is going to be a new theatrical space for us. Beau currently running here between October 13th and December 7th at the Distillery at St Luke's Theatre. So catch it here while you can. So the entrance space here is very decorated. In particular, we have a wall here. There you go, out of the box theatrics, as previously mentioned. But it says here, be sure to sign the wall on your way out. So if we don't leave in too much of a hurry, and if we don't forget ourselves, or if we haven't fallen entirely asleep, maybe we will do just that. Can we see where any of our friends have signed the wall? Oh, I bet Ashley and Kate have already signed this wall. Can I find any of their names? We do also have a bar area here and a couple of merchandise items on sale, including this very cool band-style t-shirt with Beau the Musical on the front and a couple of instruments, and then the distillery and a set list on the back, which we love. We have a cap there as well, a baseball cap. We also have a magnet and a button set. There you go. All for Beau the Musical. And we are inside the playing area here at the distillery at St Luke's, or whatever it is they're calling it, while Beau is here in this semi-immersive, semi-atmospheric staging, whatever you want to call it. They have installed a bar within the space. There was also the one out in the lobby. Aeron and I just got some hard cider cans because all the audience members tonight were given a free drink token, which is super cute. And as you can see, the set exists at the back and then continues down as like a catwalk and then a round playing space here. This is Gig Theatre. This is a story with a couple of cast members, a couple of acting musicians. Some do a little more acting, some do a little more musicianing, but it's told through the context of a gig, a performance that sort of gives way to a personal backstory, very queer, coming of age, chosen family, getting to know your history, all of that sort of a thing. As you can see, there's lots of different seating options here. You can be a little more up close and personal. You can have ringside cabaret style seating, or like we are back here in more traditional rows, sort of end on, or you've got side benches over there as well. We have our program option here, which is not a playbill, but it is a stage light program here for Beau, which tells us all of the information we need about the writers, the creatives. It all looks very blue in this current lighting, but also the musical numbers and the cast. Having seen this in previews at its prior off-Broadway home, I'm very intrigued about whether or not it's changed at all. Very curious to see if the show has evolved since that version that I saw.
And you know him, you love him, he's the voice of the ace up our sleeve, Mr. Matt Roden, people! Hey, we love you. Thank you so much. Tell your friends. Give it up for my grandpa, North Jeff Brown! 1, 2, get up on your feet! Come on! Hey.
writing on the wall. Couldn't not write on the wall, had to be done. You can come find what we wrote afterwards. Loved that. Even more than I loved it the first time. I thought it was really sweet and promising. This time, I sobbed, genuinely. And like my brain thinks it's 4 a.m, so there's a lot going on. But I loved, and the music, and I think it's even better at this venue. Really terrific, just the immersion of the whole thing. And I'm now here at Holdfast, where our friends have seats at the bar. Drinks at Holdfast. Ashley's here, yay! Ashley lives with Ogie at Ogie's apartment in Brooklyn. Yay! Tasteful zoom in on the tabs. How else could we possibly conclude
We were enabled.
our first evening here in New York, first of a 2-week trip, and by strolling through Times Square at half midnight? We missed the midnight moment, as we have done every single day we've been in New York for the last 9 trips that we've had here. I think this is the 10th, but I do like the particularly UK musical theatre centric billboard over there with the Great Gatsby up above, and Buena Vista Social Club. You love to see musicals here, and some more of my favourites. The Green Twins up there, as I like to call it, somewhere that's green and someone that's greener. This I'm not too sure about. This is a pink pony, horses and carriage. Oh, we're taking a selfie. Okay, I was just about to, there we go. Goodbye, Manhattan. We'll see you tomorrow for some more theatre. In the meantime, I'm getting ready to say hello to a mattress. Look what happens when you leave the 49th Street subway station. You walk up to Wicked. Somewhere behind that, she's currently Glinda the Obstructed. There you go. Good morning, everybody. Hello. It is an exciting new day. We are back in Manhattan. It's a Saturday. I'm slightly congested, but otherwise very excited to be in New York and to have a 2-show day ahead of us, a 4-show weekend.
Yeah.
What are we seeing today, Aeron James?
Beetlejuice and then Batboy.
Yeah, sort of a spooky day. Also, there is a personal connection between the 2 shows, which is
Alex Timbers.
Alex Timbers directed both of them. And both shows we've never seen before.
No.
I know the Beetlejuice material, I don't think you do.
Very lightly.
How exciting. And it's been a while since I've listened to a lot of Beetlejuice. This is sort of us scouting it out, girls scouting it out,
West End.
ahead of the West End arrival of Beetlejuice. Finally, next year, in May, at the Prince Edward Theatre. Today we'll be seeing it at the Palace, only our 2nd ever visit to that theatre, before heading up to City Centre, one of our favourites, to go and see the annual gala presentation of Batboy. This year it's Batboy. That makes it sound like they do Batboy every year, which maybe they should. But yes, going to meet some friends for dinner. Right now we're heading to Rockefeller Plaza, a staple of ours, to go and get brunch, but also to go and scout out the NBC Universal store to see if they are stocking. We know there's going to be some Wicked stuff there, but I don't know if they're going to stock the Roots collection like they did last year.
And the Christmas tree just arrived.
Oh yeah!
At Rockefeller Plaza. It's not going to be decorated when we're here all in or anything, but we'll get to see it.
Okay, lots to do today then. I wasn't noticing much by way of festive decoration last night, but I am spotting these illuminated trees today. This is very pretty.
I think they glitter this hour is a choice.
Yes, it's not a very environmentally friendly choice. This is the Avenue of the Americas.
Right, the tree's here.
Oh, you mean the Radio City tree?
Both of them are here, but that one's actually lit already, like it was last time.
Yes, this of course is Radio City Music Hall, home to the Rockettes, home to the Radio City Music Hall Christmas Spectacular, which maybe we'll finally see on this trip, because this is going to be the closest we've ever been to Christmas in New York, even though we're still leaving before Thanksgiving. Also home often to the Tony Awards. Next to it, this is Rockefeller Center, home of Saturday Night Live, home of Top of the Rock, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, which this week is welcoming many wickedly talented guests. I would love to go to a show taping. Some of them tape earlier, so they're more conducive to fitting around a full Broadway show schedule, because we don't want to give up a show slot. I think Jimmy Fallon, I read online, it finishes at like 6 p.m. So you can absolutely go do that before you see a show. But Saturday Night Live is the dream that I would really love to do. And for that, I'd skip a show. One thing about me is I hate revolving doors. Terrifying. This is the NBC store, and just like last year, we have Wicked costumes on display, as well as this Wicked for Good sign. Look how funny it is, how much space there is in between them, staring at each other across a vast chasm, between which is the NBC store. And we have merch here from many of your favourite shows, Saturday Night Live stuff. I think there's like Parks and Rec stuff themed around a lot of the chat shows, but also, look at these. We have glimpsed them already elsewhere, but here they are once again. Here we can see Elphaba's dress and broom in full detail. I love the shoulders. I love the lapels going on there. I love how it's sort of business-like, because she does mean business. I also love... Here's what I love about all of Elphaba's design, and this is echoed in the hat as well. If you look at the detail here on the arm, it sort of looks like the bottom of a broom, doesn't it? With all these lines and like the ones going across. It very much looks like the bottom of a broom, and that's kind of what the design of her hat is inspired by also. I love that there's so much dramatic train on the cape here as well, that it's sort of velvety with sheer fabric. Then we get to my absolute favourite, which is this iridescent pastel Glinda dress number. Now, as you can see in the bodice, we have pinks, we have blues, we have purples, which is of course a combination of the pink and the blue, and it's a marriage between, of course, the iconic blue Dior-esque gown that she wears in the stage show and the pink one that Billy Burke wore in the Wizard of Oz film. And so this, for Ariana, is pink meets blue, and it's kind of perfect, and it has very whimsical sort of napkin-y sleeves, as I always call them, and the bubble ones there as well. How fun to be able to come and see these in person, not behind a glass screen or anything. Not sure they're stocking the Roots collection here this year, but we do... Oh, it's Dorothy Gale. It's Wicked version Dorothy Gale. But we do have... Yeah, we have some Wicked merchandise here. We have Funko Pops. We have the new Loungefly. We have various bits and pieces to get you all excited about the imminent release of Wicked for Good. It will release in cinemas while we are still here in New York, and hopefully we will be seeing it. We have plans to see it while we are still here in New York. Okay, Aaron's gone to grab one of his staples, which is a black seed bagel from the basement of Rockefeller, and I am going to get one of mine, which is the world famous banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery, which is here behind me. I think their current seasonal banana pudding flavour is like an apple crisp or something that technically I'm allergic to. So we might just do the original today. Now I pretty much only get the banana pudding because when they make something this delicious, why get absolutely anything else? But there are so many great looking things on offer here. I have also gone for the blueberry lemonade today. I'm excited to try it. I say trying, also I got the large and I forgot I'm in America. So it's the size of my head. I can't remember if I've had this before. Very possibly I have. What a throwback vibe from the Justin Bieber pedicab. Oh my god. In 2025, wow. We're waiting for Aaron's bagel. I'm going to say Aegon's barrel is what I tried to say then. After something of a queue at Black Sea Bagels today. But we are sharing what we've just realised is called a large BBL. Nothing like a BBL on a Saturday afternoon. Heading off to go and do some filming to make a fun little reel before Beetlejuice. Our first time seeing Beetlejuice. We're both very excited. We will come back and catch the Rockefeller Plaza Christmas tree another time. It's not going anywhere.
It's up today and it's not going to be normal.
Well, exactly. So, gonna eat our breakfasts. And then we are going the right way, yes. We're going to the Winter Garden first. We're gonna go and film a little lip sync to the Beetlejuice bit from Say My Name outside of the two former homes of Beetlejuice on Broadway, and then finally its current home at the Palace.
And he has his banana pudding.
It is banana pudding time. The first bite is always the best one, and the first bite is, oh, I was going to say it's the lick from the lid. There isn't any.
It's clean.
Too immaculate, but you can really see the banana in this one. So it's sort of like chunks of banana and also chunks of like cakey.
One day they'll make a version I can have.
So you can see like the crumbly cakiness in there.
Now that he's had this again, I'm going to make sure he tries the new London version place.
I want to.
to see how it compares. So then for our London friends, you can find out if Unilla in London stands up to the test of Magnolia Bakery. Is it good?
It's very good.
Yeah.
You may have heard me say before that this particular bit of scaffolding has a lot to answer for, as it obscures the Longacre Theatre's marquee from the many tourists of Times Square. But what it does give us is this slightly novel, impromptu temporary signage here for the shows at the Longacre. The Lampika sign that was up here for a long time has now disappeared, but it is two strangers who are ready to carry a cake across New York. In fact, we're already carrying it in previews. Opening next week. So exciting. The TKTS queue looking nice and healthy today. This is what we like to see. People coming to New York, excited to see Broadway shows, spending their money at the theatre, not buying knockoff handbags from the street. Almost didn't notice this bus ad for Just in Time because so much of that show's marketing really leans into that bright blue colour, which they're not really using here. Looks like Central Perk is heading to NYC Times Square in late fall 2025. I mean, it is late fall 2025, so possibly soon. It's one of those things that, yeah, it's going to be adjoining the Hershey store. It's one of those things that you sort of wonder why they don't already have some kind of a presence here, because that'll really appeal to tourists if the actual Friends building downtown is anything to go by, and that's just a building you stand outside. This is, of course, one of the entrances to the Hershey store across the street from the Palace Theatre, where we are about to see Beetlejuice. We are seeing the 2 p.m. matinee performance today, and we're very excited about it. Heading to the back of the Beetlejuice line. They have just started letting the line in, so we're heading to the back to go and jump in the line. All the references. I don't know that there's much advantage to being at the front of the line, to like queuing up a long time in advance, especially if the weather is less great, especially if it's colder on the street. I don't know that you gain much, because when they do start moving the line, it moves pretty darn quick. And obviously we're all going to assigned seats.
Yeah, and I think it's really in a world where there's like limited merch.
Yeah.
Like, I think at first previews, I would say be early.
Yeah.
If you're ever doing a first preview, be early. If you're trying to get like the first look at merch or any of those stuff.
The thing about Broadway theatre going is, for the most part, and a lot of these commercial theatres, you have less time in the building than you do with a lot of theatre going around the world, because the house normally doesn't open until half an hour before the show. The intermission is shorter, it's 15 minutes, there's fewer restrooms, so you can help yourself out by like pre-browsing the merch online, deciding what you might want. There are other in-person merch stores around the city where you can potentially go and get stuff beforehand. I would say, like, if you could have gone to a bathroom previously, that's probably to your benefit as well. Just like have an idea of what it is that you want to achieve in the time that you have at the theatre, and half an hour before, great time to arrive, perfect time to arrive. We just like walk to the back of the queue, and within I think 2 minutes of doing that, we're going to be back at the marquee heading in. So no need to queue in advance, to my mind. And with the peaceful sounds of traffic altercations in the background that subsided just before I started filming, trust me, it was annoying, we are heading into the Palace Theatre for Beetlejuice. Just picked up our tickets from the box office, had them scanned, and once you get past that, before you head up the escalators, we have a little showcase of the merchandise which is available to buy upstairs, but I can show you. We have so much apparel here. I mean, the show has had such a lifetime now. This is its third time on Broadway. It's toured around the US, so they have amassed a heck of a lot of really cute merch. You can get the original Broadway cast recording on vinyl, and look at the vinyl as well itself. It's black and white. This is a show with a great aesthetic, which always helps when designing merchandise. Broadway, 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 that's cute. We have multiple cute enamel pins. We have little key rings there. We have magnets. We have mugs. With the, what's this gentleman called? Is he called a sandworm? I don't know. We have a little ghost with the most festive ornament, perhaps. We have t-shirts. We have a I Myself Am Strange and Unusual pullover if you don't want to wear something obviously Beetlejuicy but a bit more subtle. A Strange and Unusual beanie. We have the sandworm plush. We have sandworm socks. I haven't seen these before. These are cute. They look like it's eating your legs. That's great. And then just more apparel up there as well. I love this merch. It's great. As we head up the escalator, look at this on the side here. We have the worm snake gentleman. I forget what his name. I think he's called a sandworm, because I think I named mine, and maybe it's called Big Sandy. I think I called mine Lil Sandy Dombrowski, because I've had a plush one for a little while, years before I ever got the chance to see the show. So I'm excited to put that a little bit more in context. I hope I like him as a character. I'm sure I will. He seems fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just a giant snake. A little bit congested here, but gradually moving through the bar area in the upper foyer. Fairly recently renovated as they lifted the entire theatre slightly into the sky to create more retail space down below. So they literally took the theatre and just raised it up. And now look at these gorgeous new lighting fixtures in this stunning new interior here at the Palace. And we have taken our seats. We have our playbills here. As a reminder, the ushers will help you find your seats and they will provide you with a complimentary playbill for each member of your party. A ticket to a Broadway show includes a playbill. Make sure that you get one. This is our view of the stage here at the Palace. We are a little left of centre in O113115 in the orchestra. And this is the set. It's really cool, all the green and purple lighting they're doing in here in the auditorium. A little bit spooky, a little bit creepy kooky. I enjoy it very much. I like this pre-show set design. I'm really, really looking forward to, having listened to the material over the years, putting it all in the context of the actual show and finding out what Beetlejuice is like on stage. Now, something else that you'll find here in your playbill is the cast list for the performance as well as their bios. I'm very excited to see Megan McGuinness on stage, but notably Trisha Paytas, of course, social media personality, has recently started her limited run in Beetlejuice in a small cameo role, so it'll be very interesting to see what that's like today. We are now in the intermission. You can see from the screen display that the curtain is currently down. Lots of queue lines forming at the moment for the bar, for the restrooms. One thing you could do to help with that is you can actually scan various QR codes around the space. There is one just over there, and you can order drinks for collection and pickup. You can see many of the examples here. That's a handy thing they do. And if you want to know a little bit more about the drinks, I'm going to show you one of the screens up here that is rotating through some of the specialty beverages that you can get. They also have a November special called the Dirty BJ, their words not mine, vodka, cherry liqueur and ginger ale. But those are the specialty cocktails: the Ghost with the Most, the Monster Margarita, the Strange and Unusual, the Cocktail for the Recently Deceased, or the Dead Mimosa, or the Coffin Break, which are the premium ones, and the Juices Loose mocktail as well. And part of the appeal is that they come in these fun specialty cups as well, these souvenir cups that you can get from Beetlejuice, which, when the artwork is this striking, why would you not want a special cup with it on? We bought some merchandise,
yes.
We bought some drinks.
This is such cute.
We wanted to make sure we got the cups, and we did the mobile ordering, so we probably didn't need to get two, but we got two.
But we didn't know what size it was going to be, but it says this could be strange and reusable.
And we have Beetlejuice on the other side. That one's a starry, this one is the mocktail.
Yeah, the mocktail.
Which I will try, we'll see how we like it. Oh, it's slushy and yummy. It has pomegranate slush in it. It's good. if you leave by the A1 staircase, turns out you come through the stage door line. So there's that. Lots of people excited here to get their playbills signed by the cast of Beetlejuice. I dare say a lot of fans of one Trisha Paytas as well, because the reaction when she came on stage for her brief appearance was pretty major. More thoughts on the Trisha Paytas of it all, potentially in a separate video. I feel like that deserves its own discussion because people are intrigued, and for the most part, you know, she's just having fun, and people are having fun seeing her, and it's all good. But we will chat a little bit about our first experience of Beetlejuice, because I don't think I'm going to review the show on the back of this trip. I think I'm going to wait until the West End production, where at the Prince Edward, I'm hoping we have a set that more closely resembles the original Broadway one and not the touring set, because that set at Prince Edward is not going to cut it for me. It's doing fine. It achieves what it needs to. It's telling the story, but the original Broadway set design was doing that a little bit more thrillingly, and the Prince Edward Theatre is a huge one with a huge stage. I knew the show a little bit more than you did. What did you think of Beetlejuice? Oh, hold on. There's a thing here. Say it 3 times. And show your ticket and get free Beetlejuice cocktail inside on us. Here at... Where are we? I don't know that we have time for a cocktail.
No,
we could come here after the show. We could come here later.
There's a
To Langan's. Let me be helpful. This is Langan's, everybody. Hold on. I was taken by surprise. Langan's. Here, I mean, the Palace is down there. I forget what number street we're on because I can never remember them. East of Broadway and 7th Avenue. But here at Langan's, West 47th, there you go, 114 West 47th. If you show your Beetlejuice show ticket and say it 3 times, I don't know if they actually enforced that part, then you get a free Beetlejuice cocktail here at Langan's. So if you're planning to see the show, that's an activity that you could consider. Had we known that in advance, we might have planned to. But we could also come along later. I don't know that it has to be your ticket from that day.
I don't know.
But good to know. Maybe at some point this week we'll try.
Another show nearby.
Yeah.
Later.
On this street, actually, there's a whole bunch of Beetlejuice collaboration partnerships because the Tempo by Hilton Hotel has a Beetlejuice suite, which looks really cool. You can check out pictures of that. And across the street at Serendipity, which is a restaurant with a lot of dessert stuff. They are doing, I think, like a Beetlejuice sundae that I'm hoping to check out at some point during our trip. Back to Aeron James and his experience of Beetlejuice.
I feel the same as how I do about the Addams Family.
Sure.
I think they're kind of the same level of musical, where it's like, it's decent, it holds up, it's fun. I could tell that was a set that could easily tour. Did that disrupt it? Not really, but I think I enjoyed it. It's solid. It's kind of one of those where I'm like, I think it's one of those I could say to people, if you like a musical, it's a fun night out.
I find it sort of slightly beholden to the performers who are in it.
Yeah, I think it's like moments and it's cast members you're going to talk about, but because it's like Beetlejuice relies on the improv, and I think those bits hold with you. But then that's exactly how I feel about the Addams Family, which is, it's spooky, it can be standout if you've got the good performers in the roles, or it can be like, it's fine.
Who do you now want to be in the London production?
Oh, I like your thought as well, but I don't like dream casting because I feel like whoever's right for the job will play the job. But I also, even if just in a concert, need to hear Dan Pilkington give it a little bit of Delia. Yeah. Because after seeing her in Young Frankenstein and other similar roles, this is kind of like her perfect skill set.
Closer view of the festive facade here at Radio City Music Hall. The name he was talking about that I said was Genevieve Nicole. If you don't know her, get to know her. Just grabbed dinner with some friends down at Ted's Montana Grill. I had the brick chicken. It was very nice. And we don't know many sit-down restaurants over that side of town. So a fun recommendation for anyone who finds themselves in the vicinity of Radio City Music Hall. We're now heading up 6th and a half Avenue. I think it's 6th and a half. Yeah, 6th and a half Avenue, which connects down in the 40s up to, down in the 50s, I should say, the early 50s, up through to New York City Centre up here, where we are heading to go and see Bat Boy this evening for its penultimate day of performances. Something of a hubbub here at City Centre. You can see this very cute little photo opportunity there. You can pose in the jaws of Bat Boy. A particularly busy merchandise line for what merchandise they have left. Sadly, they were all out of the squishy cows. We do also have some specialty beverages here. Featured cocktails are the Bat Bite, Whiskey Sarsaparilla Triple Second Lime, or the Parker's Epiphany. I don't know what that means yet, but I gather I will find out before the end of the evening. And it sounds nice. Prosecco, blackberry, sage, and lemon. They don't have special Bat Boy cups because this is just a couple-week limited little presentation, but they will be in New York City Centre cups if you want to commemorate your visit to the fantastic and stunning City Centre. And we are in our seats here at the orchestra of New York City Centre, multi-tiered auditorium, very grand. You can see the set here for Bat Boy. This is probably the most comprehensive set I've ever seen at City Centre. Their encore shows and gala presentations have varying amounts of set design and just sort of scenic elements, but this has a multi-tier set. I really love that colour that they're using, that sort of acid yellowy green that's across a lot of the now sold out merchandise and production artwork as well. We can see it on a little program here, not a playbill, but a program telling us more about Bat Boy, including the fantastic cast. Now, sometimes a cast is so stacked that I forget exactly who we're going to be seeing. And I've just seen Andrew Durand, and I forgot Andrew Durand. Christopher Zieber. I forgot Christopher Zieber was in this. My goodness, I can't find the page with all the pictures. There we go. There's definitely going to be some more names that I had forgotten. I remembered about Carrie Butler, Will Mann. Didn't know Will Mann was in this necessarily. Rima Webb. So many people. So many. Pausing on our onward travels to enjoy the nice illuminated facade of New York City Centre as obscured by Graza, Crazy Fresh Olive Oil. That's Graza, Crazy Fresh Olive Oil. So I am aware that I was very late to the party with regards to Bat Boy. It was not really my musical theatre era. I know a lot of people were already obsessed with it, including one Kate Ranking over here, who has seen this production 4 times now and might see it a 5th time tomorrow night. I effing loved that.
Judge me.
I'm not judging you at all. That was so good. That was so good. Is that the best thing I've ever seen at City Centre?
I think so.
Wildly unhinged, insane. You know that thing of when you don't because you listen to every single score, but when there's a score you haven't listened to that's like a classic one that's like years old, and then you're watching the show for the first time and that's how you're hearing it, and they get to a song and you hear a lyric and you're like, oh, I know that this is a moment, I've heard that this song. And then we got to 3-Bedroom House and I was like, oh, I've heard of this, and it's a great song. It's a banger.
Yeah. So good.
but also hold me bad boy, and then it goes into the double time. So good. Maybe they're like up there with their best scores. I don't know if I can call it their best work because Legally Blonde and Heather's like right up there, but so
There's
good.
a lot of Legally Blonde in Bad Boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was enjoying. But yeah, real good. And Kerry Butler, I think, would be a real contender for a Tony if that transfer. I don't know if that can transfer commercially because it's so weird, but it's so great.
Tony's for everyone.
Yeah.
Lighting design, Tony's easy.
Yeah. Best Tony for best cow. Oh god, yeah. You're too late for you by the time you're seeing this, but Bat Boy at City Centre. Mwah. Nah. Heading back down 6th and a Half Avenue. Just once I would like to eat at this French restaurant. It looks real nice. And it shares my name. Kind of. Great opportunity for many of you to learn. My surname is not theatre. Should I get it legally changed? I'm open to it, honestly. And then post-show, look what we did! We did the thing, everybody! We did the thing we had planned to do. We came to Langan's, we showed our Beetlejuice tickets, and we got some free Beetlejuice cocktails. They're nice and green. So this cocktail is called the It's Showtime, and its ingredients are illegal mezcal, green chartreuse, kiwi syrup, lime juice, and orange bitters. Certainly not my go-to in terms of cocktail, but I am so committed to the bit in terms of show theming that I could not say no. And it feels like the sort of spooky end to our sort of spooky Alex Timbers directed two-show zany musical day. How could we finish with it? Unless we were drinking something that looked like blood. That's the only alternative. And listen, the night is still young. How did we feel about the Beetlejuice cocktail?
It's really good.
It was really good. It's not the kind of cocktail I thought I was going to like, but it was very drinkable.
Yeah.
I enjoyed very much.
It wasn't too sour.
Yeah,
And
so
it did the theme, like the
Yeah.
little dragon fruit.
Yeah.
looked great.
It did dye my fingers green, which is fun.
Kate is turning slowly into Beetlejuice. Now we're going to go drink some cow blood just to finish the night.
Hello. It is Sunday, and we are currently walking towards Chelsea Market to get food, because as famously, we have not had breakfast. So this is called brunch. This is called a brunchy moment to get food before a 1 p.m. Sunday matinee, where we can see Tom Hanks.
And Kelly O'Hara.
Yeah, and Kelly O'Hara. I think I said it like that because I've seen her now in multiple shows. So like,
Is this new, or have we never approached from this side
we've
before?
never come from this side before. I don't think.
Oh.
I don't think we normally come from specifically from West 14.
It is that way.
Yeah. But yeah, heading to one of our favourite like downtown points because we're doing 2 off-Broadway plays this time. What's funny is we're kind of doing this order of going to places the wrong way around. Because the show we're watching first is at the top of the High Line, and the show we're watching tonight is at the bottom of the High Line, which is here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing a weird back and forth. But yeah, we're gonna go and get some food, and we're gonna head up the High Line, watch the show, and then you're still singing the song.
It's in my head.
Mickey's got that voice stuck in his
In a
head.
3-bedroom house. Round and round.
But we are gonna get food, then walk up the High Line, then watch Tom Hanks and Kelly O'Hara in a show at the Shed, then walk all the way back, then hopefully have a dinner with a friend before going to see Corrie Youngson, the new play that Corrie Youngson.
Gruesome Playground Injuries at Lucille Lortel.
Well, it's not a new play, it's a revival, but you know what I mean.
I know next to nothing about either of them today, really. I know a vague premise of This World of Tomorrow, which is the matinee. I know nothing about our evening play.
Yeah, so this is a day that could go any way.
It's a play day.
Yeah.
Entering into Chelsea Market, some remnants here of its biscuit factory past. I think that's what it used to be. And now it contains various different stores and eateries. Very cute little spot. One of the great things about Chelsea Market is there's a bunch of different places. So Aaron's picking up some bagels from Black Seed Bagel once again. I'm getting a crepe from this crepe place over here. And I just grabbed a peach iced tea which I am optimistic about, from Takumi Taco, right here. We have found ourselves outdoors because it's deceptively warm today, and I packed for colder weather, so I was getting slightly flushed indoors. We're in a little fun makeshift hut situation, a little bit of alfresco dining. Aeron is enjoying his loaded bagels for the second day in a row. Is it the same one that you've ordered twice? Yeah, it's the tuna one. Yeah, I know what he likes. And this is the egg and cheese breakfast crepe from the crepe place. And finally, miracle of miracles, a nice peach iced tea in America. It doesn't have to be difficult. We managed it. Takumi Taco know what they're doing. Glancing up Manhattan as we begin heading up the High Line, which you've seen us walk many a time if you've watched previous New York vlogs, but for those of you just tuning in, this is a former elevated railway line through what used to be the meatpacking district, MIPA, of the western side of Manhattan, and it's now a raised sort of a garden area which gets more aesthetic as we carry on. This area may have been unveiled last time we were here, or it may be new. Yeah, I didn't think that this had finished. There's other bits, evidently. It's always in some state of ongoing development. Is the High Line area. It's been extended in the past, but it's a nice way of walking up without having to stop at all the different intersections. It has its busier and quieter moments. Don't necessarily rely on it being quiet, because sometimes there's a bit more walking traffic and it can be a slightly slower way of heading up to Midtown. Here's the really nice bit of the High Line, looking very fall colory. Yeah, the edge. It is. That's one of the various tall buildings that you can head up in New York for a fantastic panoramic view of the city, named the Edge because it juts out and you can go and lean on diagonal glass windows or just look out of them over the edge. It also has a glass floor, so obviously not one for those who have a debilitating fear of heights. But this is not so bad. Just wandering.
It's gone behind a cloud now.
The edge has been obscured. Oh, the edge has disappeared. In the last few moments, the edge is gone. Goodbye, the edge. We've got a lot of nice fall colours going on down here. As we head into the most aesthetic parts of the High Line, you can see the former railway line that was, remnants of which still linger to the right-hand side as we pass through a lot of fall colours on these trees. This used to say, "Be happy," or something to that.
It's had multiple ones. I think the last time we came it changed. The time before that it was like a British saying.
Now we have this art happening here with some birds. A lot of birds going on. Very peacefully strolling up towards the Midtown Manhattan skyline here and towards our matinee. I say this every time, but the other thing that the High Line offers is these views all the way down the grid system across to the East River on the other side. Of course, we are adjacent to the Hudson. If we glance back behind us, not the clearest view that way, but that's thanks to the grid system and these perpendicular streets here in Manhattan. And we'll get a post office box and we'll get a front gate that locks.
The hard part
So
is
in my
when you're
head.
the one that just keeps hearing somebody suddenly starting in the same free line.
The hard part is being Aeron James right now and putting up with me. You fall in love with new musical theatre songs more often than I like.
I do.
I don't remember the last time I fell this hard for a song, and it might have been Lizard Boy. Lizard Boy to Bat Boy. Honestly, that's just...
You just like the boys.
Who knew?
I knew.
Those strangers turned around when you said that. They do have some art installations along the High Line as well. These are new since we were last here. They had these sort of... I think they were horrifying last time we were here. These ones... Fruit?
Yeah.
Maybe? That one looks sort of phallic. This is floral or banana? I don't know. It's nice though. And the reason we walked the High Line on this particular Sunday, is because it delivered us, a la the Prince of Egypt, deliver us, I'm just singing everything today it seems, to the Shed for our matinee. This is our next theatrical destination, a theatre we have only visited once before, to see the final ever Stephen Sondheim scored musical, co-written with David Ives, produced posthumously after Sondheim's passing, which was, of course, Here We Are, subsequently produced at the National Theatre in London, but received its world premiere here at the Shed. It's an off-Broadway theatre down here in Hudson Yards. You can just about glimpse the Vessel, which is an iconic structure around the corner there. You can do the Vessel now. It was closed to the public for some time, but we can see people are up there now. You can see people heading up the stairs. I was going to say, this play, This World of Tomorrow, featuring Tom Hanks and Kelly O'Hara, but also co-written by Tom Hanks. Fun fact. Here's a better look at the Vessel. Well, maybe we can do it after the matinee today. Maybe, depending, we'll see what the weather is like when we emerge out of the show. It's a 1 p.m, it's only 2 hours and 10, so it'll be not yet dark necessarily, or only starting to get dark post daylight savings, clocks changing a couple of weekends ago. Here is the posterage for the show again, written by Tom Hanks and James Glossman. Do we think he saw George Clooney coming to Broadway in a play that he had co-written and thought, I can do that too, Clooney? I don't know why in my head they would have a rivalry. Welcome to the Shed. We are being welcomed to the Shed. Just headed through security and a quick and easy bag check. There's a cloakroom here on your left before you head further into the venue. Down here you reach another foyer area, which I guess you can also access through that door. There's a little bit of a merch stand here. Aeron James is getting an enamel pin. You can see the prices of some of the stuff. The design is actually super cute and tells us a little bit about the show and its setting. We got magnets, we got mugs, we got pins, we got a tote bag here. Very nice things for this world of tomorrow. Got handed programs, complimentary programs at the base of the escalator. Heading up now. Do not underestimate the amount of time it's going to take for you to get up to these playing spaces. They are very good at giving you minute-by-minute updates about how long you have left downstairs in the foyer, but it takes a decent amount of time to ascend up to the theatre you need to get to. As you can see, we are about to round this corner here and go up another escalator. Passing by this window here, which allows us to glance out onto the High Line from whence we came. Who's this diva? Hello. Another show currently playing at the Shed is the Punch Drunk created show Viola's Room, which is very subtly taken over that floor. Now we are actually in the intermission of this 2-act play. You are hearing a very atmospheric playlist. You are seeing the set design here. There's various different banks of seating. We're in a front section, and there is a sort of raised section going back up there. We have some lovely legroom here in row EE. We have our programs here in a nice vibrant yellow, and we have been enjoying Tom Hanks, Kelly O'Hara and company on stage in This World of Tomorrow. Well, Aeron and I have seen the future, and we have the button badges to prove it, given freely on arrival, and which makes sense after you see the play, which is all about the World's Fair in 1939 in New York, which is certainly an interesting enough thing to talk about. A lot of old New York nostalgia, which was really nice, especially as the play continued. I love what it became. I was quite fond of it by the end. The charm won me over. In the first act I thought it was a very charming story, a little obscured by this needless cloud cover of confusion. I want them to rewrite everything in the future. I don't love the way they depict, there it is, the future scenes in this strange, confusing corporate landscape.
Don't you feel like it means a lot more than it?
There's just so much dialogue that you can't follow at all because they're talking entirely in made-up future science speak, and I'm like, are we meant to be honest? I'm gripping on tight, like I have no idea for so many consecutive sentences what people are talking
I
about.
will say this happens with most sci-fi stuff.
I just think their perspective on the past was so idyllic and fond, and their perspective on the future was needlessly confusing. But you really loved it.
It was really cute. It was just kind of like what I expected it to be, which was, it's like an old school rom-com.
Yeah.
With that like Epcot-y, like World's Fairy, like.
There's also, and you know, we see shows, and especially if you're a hardcore theatre goer who's trying to fit everything in, you see shows when you can. But there is also an art to seeing the right show at the right time. And Beau was like the perfect Friday night.
Yeah.
Yesterday we did like a perfect 2-show day. Bat Boy, great Saturday night. This, a perfect Sunday afternoon. Perfect Sunday afternoon, because it's like watching an old movie.
Yeah, that's literally what it felt like.
Yeah. The kind that would come on TV that you wouldn't choose to watch, but you just leave it on and be like, oh, this is really sweet. Yeah. Anyway, it is raining just a little bit. We're waiting to hear from another of our friends who is seeing the Bat Boy matinee, the Batinee.
The final show.
The final show. I'm so sad we won't get to see it again. Gonna get a 2-bedroom house. We're waiting to hear from her because we think that was at 2 p.m, so we'll be a little after us.
Yeah.
And while we wait for it to rain less, although it kind of already is, we're going to head inside this shopping centre. Maybe I'll buy some earrings because I didn't bring any with me, and my ears I'm very worried are going to heal up. So.
Oh yeah, we do.
Maybe I'll buy some, or I'll just put enamel pins in my ears.
Look at that pin. It's so cute.
Very cool. It's very cool. Had they had something more like, I'd have bought a yellow t-shirt and the merch.
Yeah.
I won't let myself buy any more white t-shirts.
And now you know what the names of those two are. They kept being named.
Yes, the sphere something. Anyway, we're going to figure that out. But yeah, had a nice afternoon. Very glad to have seen. Actually saw that because a friend had tickets they couldn't use and offered them to us and had booked great seats. So thank you to our friend. You know who you are. Gonna do some shopping now. Okie dokie, we are about to head back down the High Line to our next show of the 2-show play day and dinner in the West Village beforehand. In the moments before we last spoke, Aeron James got himself a Dunkin', and I bought little gold piratey hoop earrings from Zara at Hudson Yards so that my ears don't close up, and I have come to show them to this pigeon overlord who is huge. This large pigeon statue here which sits watch over the High Line and over this, what is this, 10th? 11th? A pigeon watches over with its steely gaze, looking real beaky up here. So Aeron and I were chatting earlier today, I think it was earlier today, the time has begun to blend, about favourite performances in each of the shows we've seen thus far, and just generally I thought it would be fun to give you a bit of an update as to like some of the favourite performances, some of the favourite songs, some of the highlights thus far, barely a couple of days into the trip. Aeron, what are your highlights of the shows we've seen so far, performance and song-wise and whatnot?
Carrie Butler in Bat Boy.
So correct.
Matt Rodin's just phenomenal.
So true, so true. You were saying which song from Beau was your fave?
Oh, the first one. The first one's such a bop. Like, I have listened to that song on repeat from the concept album. And I wish they repeated it at the end.
Hey. Yeah, that's a great song. I, as you well know by this point, have become deeply obsessed. Still singing it on the street just now with 3-Bedroom House from Bat Boy. Gonna get a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, here's a question. If you do one of your cabarets again, and you can get 2 people to belt out 3-Bedroom House,
oh my gosh.
Who would you ask?
And
why has my brain said Jodie Jacobs?
I mean, Jodie Jacobs and Evie Hoskins would do a great job. Liv Andrews would do a great job. So many good fun options of people. That's fun. I mean, now I need to bring back the cabarets, if only to make that happen. It's that kind of, it's not super rainy, but like a little rainy and windy is somehow worse.
But this is perfect for when you want to go for a coffee or like for an early dinner and you get to look outside and it makes you feel all cuddly inside. That's my favourite vibe.
But we're outside.
No, I know, but we're heading to that.
Okay.
This is like, I'm saying this weather can feel horrible outside, but when you're inside and can see it outside, gorgeous.
Okay. That's a very...
This is me saying, if you're in London, go to the National when it's like this.
Sure.
You'll feel so cuddly and warm.
Sure, there you go. A very glass half full perspective from people currently drowning inside the glass. What else? Other performances? Miss Argentina from Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
I thought was an icon and a queen. Stellar vocal performance.
And high kicks.
Yeah. Vocals and giving triple threat undeadness.
Giving Strallen Langford energy.
Very that. And then just now, Tom Hanks and Kelly O'Hara.
I just saw Woody in a play.
Glorious masterclasses, but the radiant warmth and humanity that Kelly O'Hara brings to any acting performance, and obviously she's a treasure of the musical theatre stage, but such a profoundly striking actress who is impossible not to fall in love with on stage. Just wonderful, so wonderful. And I don't know that I dreadfully haven't. I looked up who she was in intermission in the programme, but the young actress who played her niece, Virginia, remarkable as well. Really exciting rising talent, I dare say. We've got some more highline art that I'm not going to pretend to understand. Sometimes I remember that I only really feel comfortable classifying myself as a theatre expert because I will comfortably tell you how little I know about almost all other artistic media, and my total lack of knowledge when it comes to visual art is just sort of so my brain can make space to know as much as possible about theatre. Like that's what that has to be. Is this artwork or is this construction? No, I think that's art. That's a sculpture. Yeah, because that's someone with
This is yeah.
with a box for a head. See, again, I just don't know. Okay, we just had a great pre-show dinner downtown, in the table in there at, what was this called? Grey Dog?
Grey Dog.
Grey Dog. They have a bunch of different locations. This is the West Village one, and particularly great because they have a really great happy hour thing with happy hour drinks and happy hour bar snacks. And because it's America, when they say bar snacks, they mean giant amounts of food. I had the disco tots. If you ordered tater tots as like a side or like a bar snack in the UK, you'd get like 7 tots, and I got like a family sharing portion. As like for a family of 4. Yeah. So much food. There were cheese curds. Aeron had Brussels sprouts by choice. Someone defend me in the comments.
And the sauce was really sweet. I was like, this is great.
I'm not ordering Brussels sprouts by choice ever. And in November, sticky nuggets were good. I've had so many Arnold Palmers this week, and I'm enjoying that. And now we're heading up to the Lucille Hotel, where Aeron and I are going to go see Gruesome Playground Injuries, a play we know very little about. And Kate is also going to come see Gruesome Playground Injuries because peer pressure. You're going to go to the box office, we're going to find you a ticket, and you're going to come see it too. Peer pressure works. This is downtown. Our love affair with New York is mostly centered around Midtown Manhattan. I am trying to get to know and get to love downtown because I find it intimidating. And
I like it when we're walking around it in the day.
We always come here by dark though. Comparatively, the majority of our time downtown has been in evenings, and I would like to get to know it in the daytime. But no one's ever here in the daytime. Downtown is a place that pops off by night. And I like it when we come to Marie's Crisis, but it's the in-betweeny bits. I don't know. I fear downtown. It makes me nervous. Aeron, what's behind us?
The Friends building.
Just past the Friends building. Oh, the shot is gone. Somewhere.
If you see a restaurant called The Little Owl,
yeah,
that's it.
I hadn't noticed the people on the corner. There's almost always people on the corner filming it. But it was a smaller group of people because it's like dark and a little rainy. Yeah, Friends was not filmed here. And the fountain, I say this every time, the fountain is not here either. People stopped me, of all people, in Central Park once and was like, how do we get to the Friends fountain? And the answer is like, fly to LA. And here we are at the Lucille Hotel Theatre, aka the Lucille Hotel. Kate's also vlogging. I have to make my content different, I guess.
Also, it would have to be double C.
I know. After the whole Tartuffe conversation we were having at dinner.
That was so funny.
It's a big season of plays pronounced differently by Brits and Americans after the whole waiting for Godot conversation and the Oedipus of it all. Anyway, this one, quite straightforward name, Gruesome Playground Injuries. What that means, I don't know, but we have a little bit of a synopsis. See that poster there, where it says, meet Doug, meet Kayleen, they fall, they heal, they find each other again.
What comes after is everything.
What comes after is everything. Well, that doesn't sound terrifying or scary. I think we're a bit unnerved by gruesome and injuries.
Yeah, and there was the word horror in the bio of it, and I was like, I don't think it's a horror. But
No, I think it's just going to be like emotionally introspective.
Yeah.
But we will find out. Anyway, pretty chic theatre, the Lucille Hotel. We've been here once before to see Oh Mary, and we're about to head in once again. This is the merchandise, and this is Kate vlogging the merchandise.
Really great.
Multi-layered here. Really cool things, though, that will gradually make more sense to us after we have seen the play. I do like the does it hurt a little, as opposed to a little does it hurt if you were to wear it backwards, which is a personal choice you can make for yourselves. We also have a nice Gruesome Playground Injuries tote there with a swing set on it. Absolutely, why not? We have the artwork on a magnet. We got a mug that says I'm accident prone. I should get that for Aeron.
We are getting a hat and a band-aid.
Oh yes, I saw this online, yes. Hot off the press news here from the staff here at the theatre. A hat is on the way, as well as a band-aid holder, which, for the British people watching this vlog, is plasters, is what those are. There you go. Now, we are inside the Lucille Hotel. When we saw Oh Mary, we were up in the back row of a little mezzanine. This is a more intimate off-Broadway downtown house. Now we are just a few rows from the front of the orchestra seating for Gruesome Playground Injuries. This very striking artwork here. This is our program by way of this single piece here with information on the back. It's a play by Rajiv Joseph, and we have more information about it there. It's a very thriving time off-Broadway. A lot of very exciting work happening, a lot of exciting performances. I mean, we just saw Tom Hanks off-Broadway this afternoon, so it is demonstrably a very exciting time. And this is our view of the stage. I was saying to Kate, who was up in the mezzanine, last time I saw a piece of theatre with hospital beds, it was a one-on-one performance at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was the one in the hospital bed. And so, am I allowed to go and get in them? Because that's, based on my experience, that's what would happen now. Here's your obligatory glimpse of the Stonewall Inn as we pass by it, heading from Christopher Street over to the East Village, where Ashley is seeing something that started half an hour later than us. So we're going to go and try and intercept her before heading back to Brooklyn together on this Sunday night in downtown Manhattan. As it turns out, and you can decide amongst yourselves whether I have any right to have been surprised by this, Gruesome Playground Injuries contained some gruesome playground injuries and gruesome non-playground injuries as well. I'm going to defer to Mr. Aeron James for thoughts on how the squeamish may cope with the show. Not an awful lot by way of visual representation of injuries, although some, to be fair, a decent amount actually now that I think about it, but more so than anything else, just a lot of description thereof, which was sort of squeamishness inducing, but also quite funny. So there's that. Aeron is making me pose for a photo because behind us is a place called the Petite Boucherie, which sounds like my surname, and above us is a sign for this street. It's Gay Street. It's the little Boucher on Gay Street. I'm like the little house on the prairie, but different. As someone who, I was curious how you were engaging with the squeamish factor of this evening's performance with minimal spoilers. How do you think people would cope with gruesome playground injuries?
I was fine.
Uh-huh.
There are a decent amount of friends I would say could not see that show.
Sure.
Like, I think if you have any issue with, like, blood or vomiting, if you're, like, somebody that passes out from an injection,
Oh, yeah.
do not go.
Yeah.
Like, because I was watching it and I was like, I'm fine with this, especially because of the tone of it. I was fine.
Yeah.
But I literally thought, there was only one moment when I was like, oh, but there's so many friends where I was like, they could physically, I wouldn't want to go to the theatre with them because I know it.
If it's like under any circumstances, then this is probably going to be a no, because it is a persistent theme throughout the play. Also, just the descriptions of stuff.
Yeah, I think there's just so many people I would say this is not for.
Yeah. But also, tone is a really interesting point, because I think you're right that it didn't feel unsettling or off-putting.
The comedy of it set a good way of balancing it out. You never felt unsafe.
At a certain point, the cumulative nature of it gets so ridiculous that it becomes very funny. Yeah.
It kind of gets farcical.
Yeah.
But there's just so many people I'd be like, regardless, would not cope.
Yeah. On the theme of various different stories of wild injuries, would anyone like to share any gruesome injuries, playground or otherwise, of their 30-something years on this earth? I can go first. I cut my chin open on a fireplace as a small child. I think that's the most, brutal thing I've ever... Other than breaking multiple bones while roller skating, trying to do Starlight Express.
I did something like that I never knew about, but my parents said that I fell onto... I don't even remember what it was.
Oh, my sister hit me in the head with a gun.
Oh my gosh.
An actual?
As if the American was the only one surprised by that. That's not...
I feel like you told me that at some point.
It was a prop gun from Disneyland
It
Paris.
was like a real gun.
Not a real.
In the UK, that is surprising.
We don't have those. It was like a long barrel from Frontierland, Disneyland Paris.
Oh.
We were making choreography to a James Bond song, and I was going to duck and she would spin around.
This actually is the most surprising thing.
No longer, but circa the early 2000s. Any gruesome injuries? Surely you've done something.
Oh yeah, I have a pretty big scar on my knee from picking up trash on the side of a mountain, and
Didn't disappoint.
the trash bag swung back and hit my knee, and there was a can in the bag that had cut through the bag.
Damn it, trash.
And then cut my knee.
Trash, what do you have to say for that?
Trash has nothing to say. Typical trash.
Yeah. Trash behaviour. Just killing time while we walk to Ashley, really. Share your favourite injuries in the comments down below. Oh my god, hey, suddenly it was Tuesday. I know what you're thinking. What? Mickey Jo, what's going on? Did we miss a day? Was I even telling you what day of the week it was previously? Well, the last thing you saw on here was Sunday night, and I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened on Sunday night, because I have had an entire Monday since then. What did we do on Sunday? We saw 2 shows. What was the evening show? It was Gruesome Playground Injuries. Last you saw us, we were downtown in Manhattan. Now we are in Midtown, searching for a Dunkin' Donuts. Thankfully, they're everywhere. Aeron is on his way to a photo shoot to go and have his picture taken. I am going to try and buy some tickets for this evening's show, because the show I thought we were seeing turns out we are not actually seeing. So I'm going to head straight to the box office to get the best possible deal. And before that, we're going to get some Dunkin' Donuts lunch. It has suddenly turned, just today, very, very cold. I would tell you the actual number, but I think it's just as easy to tell you it was snowing in Brooklyn this morning. And indeed into this afternoon, I think. So chilly it is, hence my attire. This is my hat from Toronto when we went. That's a vlog you can go and check out. Anyway, I'm gonna pick up brunchy lunch from Dunkin', and then I will catch you up on what happened yesterday and why you didn't see it. Enjoying the calm and tranquil sounds of angry traffic. Okay, Aeron is having his photos taken for the next 15 minutes, which gives me just enough time to head up to Studio Seaview and go and chat to the box office. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some success, because there were lots of tickets still available. There are lots of tickets still available online. And dynamic pricing has been doing a good thing for once. Dynamic pricing is often what we talk about when tickets for successful shows begin to sell faster, and the few remaining tickets get really expensive, and they put the prices up to like 400, 500, 600. Sometimes a show isn't selling, and on the day of, they will pull those prices down a little bit. And there are some seats at Prince F this evening, not the full title, which were definitely in the 3-figure price range and are now $69 online. So I'm wondering, but that's just like one section they've pulled down, and there's seats that are behind and to the side of those, like further out, that are still more expensive, which doesn't make sense. So I'm wondering if I go to the box office, whether they'll give me a better price for those seats by extension. I don't know, we're going to find out. As I walk there, let me tell you what I got up to yesterday. 3 things happened yesterday that I did not feel the need to include in the vlog. The first was I filmed my review of Batboy, which hopefully you can already see online. The second thing that happened is I went to the St. Luke's Theatre, where we went on our first evening, headed back there, got to once again see what a beautiful space that was, and got to film an interview with my friend Matt Rodin, which again, hopefully is already online, so I didn't need to vlog that because you can see what happened or see what I talked about. And the third thing is I spent all evening at the best wedding I am ever going to go to in my entire life. My friends Grace and F got married, who was so happy when we found out that our trip aligned with their wedding, and it was amazing. They are so entrenched in the Broadway community, so the guest list was incredible, and it was more of a post-wedding cabaret performance at the Cutting Room with so many incredible voices and performers. Alex Newell sang Kill the Lights as the two of them got married, which was officiated by Alex Brightman, who knows both of them personally, who made a speech that made me cry. F is a performer who I've seen on Broadway. Grace is a multi-hyphenate theatrical artist, but someone who I principally met as someone who works in marketing. And something that's really special, I met Grace on our first ever trip here at an event with loads of people at Sardi's for Some Like It Hot, and it was just like a nice hello introduction. And then 2 years, 9 trips later, I'm at her wedding, and yeah, I just thought that was really sweet. But Jessica Darrow, the voice of Louisa from Encanto, sang Cruel Summer, like so many amazing performers. And yeah, a really, really special day. Lots and lots of other friends there, which was really nice, but I didn't want to be vlogging it because, you know, some level of privacy, even though a lot of evidence of what a great day it was, it's already on social media, because people had a really fantastic time. Meanwhile, I have in fact arrived at Studio Seaview. We're going to see what they have for me at the box office. Great news, team. We got tickets. We got $64 tickets together. In fact, there were a bunch of pairs that had been pulled down to $69 on the website, and almost all of those had turned into singles because people had bought one but not the other. So I got the last pair together in that price range, and it was that teensy tiny little bit cheaper for going to the box office than if I just bought online, but you never know. And we were heading into the city anyway, so if you have the chance to stop by the box office, that is always my suggestion. If you're there first thing in the morning, a lot of shows have a rush program, but when people ask me how to do tickets, obviously if you're like planning a trip and you want to have everything booked beforehand, then that's a little bit different. But if you have empty slots last minute, then go to the box office, go chat to the people at the box office, who will always give you all the information that they can. They will do what they can for you, and they will always be happy to help. So we have tickets for the theatre this evening, which is great. And this afternoon, after I go and pick up Aeron from wherever I have left him, we are going to go and meet the Grinch, which is hilarious. The Grinch is performing on the little Statue of Liberty thing outside of Rise, New York, which is an attraction we pass very often and which we talk about very often in these vlogs, but which I have never done. It's a lot like Soarin', which I have also never done, but I've done, I think, a ride at Legoland in Windsor that is similar. But I'm gonna go today and I'm gonna do the ride, I think, finally. I'm only slightly feeling a little dizzy from maybe some beverages that were drunk yesterday. Listen, it was a wedding. Hey, hey, it's a wedding, as they would say in Beetlejuice. What was I saying? Rise, New York. Yeah, hopefully that should be fine. And also, meeting the Grinch, apparently. Because one of our friends is working on the Grinch's social media, and last night at the wedding was like, do you want to meet the Grinch? And we were like, sure. And then I woke up this morning and at a certain point went, oh, I think I'm meeting the Grinch today. So we'll see how that goes, everybody. Okay, change of plans. Mr. Aeron James is still having his handsome face photographed, so I have picked up a giant hot chocolate, which I'm mostly just enjoying holding because it's warm and it's cold. And I'm going to walk on up to go and watch the Grinch perform outside of Rise, New York. It's a little like Statue of Liberty torch thing. That's the word I couldn't think of before. Torch. I think Kate's going to be there as well. It's over to the right-hand side of the Broadway. And yeah, that's what the afternoon holds for me. Heading up through Times Square with my Pret hot chocolate, which I will be honest with you, is just okay. It is chocolatey, it is hot, it is not the finest example of its kind that you will be able to find. And here we are outside of Rise, New York, awaiting the Grinch, as advertised, to begin performing from yonder lantern. How exciting. Is that a bunch of small DJIs, just like the camera I'm holding, that they have rigged up around that little lantern platform? I think it is. The little things on stands. Also, I was trying to remember which theatre Rise New York was opposite, and of course the answer is the Lyceum, and that's why I have spent a lot of time staring at Rise New York, because I have stood for many hours in a rush line outside of the Lyceum. Not on this trip. We're not going to have time, sadly, to catch the Krakowski administration, aka Tony Award winner Jane Krakowski, in O'Mary. But I have fond memories of seeing it beforehand. And it seems I am going to catch the Grinch.
Please give a warm Rise New York welcome to the Grinch! The Grinch stood with a smile most unpleasant as he plotted his plot to take every present. You're a new one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a key. You're as lovely as a cactus. You're as charming as a bee, Mr. Grinch.
Thank you all so much for coming on 45th Street. Doing good. I think I should be an O'Mary. I can yell if you agree, right? I can do that direction. I'm one kind. There's no one like me. I'm one of a kind. Does that make me lonely, being one of a kind? No, that makes me free. I love being one of a kind. Get used to it.
Yeah, let's keep it going for the Grinch!
Thank you, friends. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How are we? Great to see you. Great to see you. Hey, how are we? Hello, hello. All right, where are we gonna hit? Want to do pictures in front of the Christmas tree?
The Grinch does not care for the fact that it's snowing in the lobby.
It's exactly like Beau Broadway. It's exhausting. I came here to take a break from this show, so here we are. Hello, great to see me.
And this is what the view from the torch looks like. This is so cool. The torch is just here. This is where you just saw the Grinch singing his songs, and this is our view of the Lyceum Theatre, where O'Mary is playing. We can see down the street, you can see the Museum of Broadway down there as well. And once we get a little braver and wander out, we'll glance the other way and look out into Times Square. And here it is. Look! Look! It's a view of my favourite street in the entire world, 45th Street! I'm high above my favourite street in the entire world! That's so cute! Well, that became a deeply novel experience because we got to go and have a little meet and greet moment with the Grinch, got to take photos in front of a Christmas tree that he was kind enough not to steal, and then we got to do the Rise New York ride with the Grinch. You know that thing at Disneyland where sometimes, not so much in Paris or Florida, but sometimes I think in California you get to go on rides and like the characters will just like hop on the teacups with you or on the carousel. How fun to be on Rise New York with the Grinch, and I quite liked it. It was very similar to the ride that I'd been on before. I gather it's very sort of Soarin'-esque, but I'd done one called Flight of the Sky Lion, at Legoland Windsor that was the same concept. This didn't really make me feel dizzy at all. I liked the bits of watery spray. It's sort of, you're flying over New York, and the idea is that it's New Year's Eve, but you also get to see like the marathon. You're kind of celebrating a lot of the great parts of the city. Yeah, you see the Macy's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's the one. But there's a lot of moments where you sort of feel close to death. There's some mild threat and a lot of nearby explosions and breaking through glass windows. But otherwise, had a great time. And got to go out and see the view from the viewing platform where the torch was. So cool. Now we are heading up to Rockefeller to go and hang out there. Just been into a Walgreens because Aeron and I need to replenish our electrolytes, and Kate is taking care of a lost voice after all of the fun of yesterday's wedding, and our friend Ashley is about to go skating at Rockefeller Plaza with the cast of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, so we're going to go watch, because apparently it's a big day for influencer activations. We were saying earlier, we just went on Rise New York with the Grinch, Ashley's going skating with the Mormon Wives, someone needs to go Christmas shopping with Peppa Pig, just to complete the trio of ridiculousness happening today with a festive theme. We have found refuge from the cold in the basement of Rockefeller, where we are at Luke's Lobster, and Kate has a seafood flight, which I'm so intrigued by. Look at all of these different lobster rolls and adjacent.
So Kate having food here. Kate is here. Kate, how was your food?
It was delicious.
What was your favourite?
The lobster roll.
See, the temptation, because of seeing Kate's, and being that I have never had an American lobster roll, I was like, I should try the gluten-free option. So I've got a gluten-free burn on a lobster roll. You get chips with it and a drink included with the price you pay, and a free pickle. So I'm excited. And here is a better look at it. So there's your lobster roll. This is for Luke's lobster roll. Your pickle. And then for a root beer and Cape Cod crisps. Or chips, as they're known in America. It's very nice, actually. But yeah, I'm going to try lobster roll for the first time.
And this right here, this is my lobster roll. This is what Mickey Jo is getting. And it's warm, and the day has been so cold. So this is a warm cookies and cream flavored cookie. A cookie that tastes like cookie. Science has given us so much. Now we are watching the skating on the rink, except it's for a private event, and our friend Ashley is over there. She's been skating around. She has not yet noticed that we are standing here, even though we were real close to where she first paused. Has she seen us yet?
I think she looked and laughed in our direction, so yeah. But I also think she's trying to find a good spot.
She's seen us. She's finally seen us. Yay! Ashley!
Go, Ashley!
Our friend Tyler is here now too. Yay! We're proud skating parents. At some point, they will be joined by the cast of the upcoming season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So that's fun. And now we are back on the streets, heading down to Studio Seaview, a venue I have now been in the foyer of 3 times. I have never stepped foot inside the auditorium. The first time, it's because, do you remember this? We were there to see, this was before it was called Studio Seaview, we were meant to be seeing White Girl in Danger.
Oh yeah, and then
First trip ever got cancelled. So didn't end up seeing it there. I can't remember what it used to be called.
It was like,
It had a cute little name.
it had a person's name, right?
Yeah, I forget. Sorry to that name. In any case, what we ended up doing that night was going back to our hotel, which is behind me, over there. It was the Civilian. We got some food because it was going to be a 3-show day, so it ended up just being a 2. I think it was like Little Shop and Titanic.
Yeah, and then we ended up, I think, because it was our first trip here, we both actually really wanted to chill out, because I think we're just slightly more overwhelmed.
Sometimes the free slot ends up being a gift. But not today. I'm very ready to see some theatre this Tuesday evening. I also, on a previous trip, went to Studio Seaview not long after it became Studio Seaview for a Tony Awards week chill party. Oh, hello. Ad for Beau featuring Matt Rodin. Just disappeared, but there you go. And it was a party with dogs and alcoholic ice cream. That was nice. But I'm very excited to finally get to see a show there. Now, a disclaimer about Prince F. Our phones are going to be put into yonder pouches. That is the protocol for this show.
The same for Liberation on Broadway.
The same for Liberation, yes, both shows, because they contain nudity. And so obviously I'm also not going to be vlogging inside the building. That would be something of a faux pas, and it would get a camera taken out of my hands real quick. I think our friends have said the camera can just stay in your bag and they don't take those. I guess it's just sort of, they pay attention inside the auditorium to make sure people aren't filming or anything, but I'm going to vlog up to arriving to the theatre, and then I'll pick it back up again after we leave and I will tell you about it. But we are also heading to a producer's birthday party / intimate cabaret concert afterwards, so lots going on this evening. And for the second time today, here it is, Studio Sea View, posters for the current show on the side here. Little off-Broadway success, transferred from elsewhere. I think it started at Playwrights Horizons. Transferred here, very acclaimed, very talked about, now extended, and we are going to finally get to see it. So many people have told us it is essential viewing, especially for us as British boys. Very intrigued to find out a little bit more about what that means.
And then, guess what happened? I forgot. Well, no, we had to go straight from Prince F down to the Laurie Beechman Theatre, downstairs at the West Bank Cafe. Great day for going to spaces I'd never been to before, a visit to which was long overdue because, my gosh, Studio Sea View, gorgeous, fantastic space. And the Laurie Beechman, beautiful little cabaret space down there as well.
And they're both new, really. Like, old spaces that have got both just debuted and new, like...
refurbished, renovated, rebirthed. Had a lovely time wishing a musical happy birthday to the producer, Hunter Region.
So what happens now? So what happens now? You're off another walk.
Everywhere.
That was very fun. Nice to catch up with some very new friends there, which was cool. Delighted to have been invited to that very special evening. And enjoyed Prince F. A very different play to what I thought it was, and one that inherently Aeron and I have a lot of feelings about because it has a lot to say about the gay male identity within British culture for a New York audience. So lots to kind of unpack and come to terms with there. But enjoyed. And the yonder pouch of it all, the little things that your phone gets sealed into, worked super well. You keep it the whole time. It just goes into a pouch that you can then go to a person and get unlocked at the end. That all worked pretty efficiently and seamlessly. We'll have a similar experience next week, as you pointed out, when we see Liberation.
Left my scarf at the theatre, I believe, so we will also find out how well you can hopefully retrieve things.
That's a tomorrow job. We have 2 shows tomorrow. The matinee is a return trip to Death Becomes Her because Mr. Aeron James won the lottery. I actually got put on standby. I don't know if I told you this.
Oh, no.
When you won the lottery, I was on standby, but it was moot to point that out because you won.
Yeah.
So that's our matinee, and our evening is the Queen of Versailles, which is exciting. And we're doing Gale's Broadway Rose in between. So all that to look forward to tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I might mean on the next installment of this vlog. I think that might be the end of part 1. Oh my gosh. So you have plenty more to look forward to in the next part. Ragtime is coming up in the next part. 2 Strangers on Broadway is in the next part. Lots to look forward to. Stay tuned this time next week, I imagine. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications so you don't miss it. But thank you for joining us for the trip so far. Hopefully you're enjoying the vlog. Hopefully the vlog is coming together nicely. It feels like a really busy and rewarding trip so far for us actually living it. And I hope that you're getting a sense of that as well. Plenty more to come from this Broadway trip that is only just beginning right now.
I'm gonna sleep, but I will see you so soon. Bye-bye. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!